Ex-USSR Taylor, who is a correspondent for the Revolution newspaper and the voice of the Revolutionary Communist Party, and one of the co-initiators of this group, Refuse Fascism.
All right, how y'all feeling today? Wait a second. Y'all sound really sleepy. How y'all feeling today?
Okay.
All right, all right. Listen, I am out here today to stand with you. Is this on? All the way up? This way. Can you hear me? Here we go. All right, mic check, mic check. Listen up. I want to talk about the elections that just happened. I want to talk about the future that we are facing of fascism. And I want to talk about the revolution we need. Now, a lot of people are telling us we should celebrate and breathe a sigh of relief. But I want to say that the face of the future is not these newly minted Democrats who just gained the majority in Congress. They're not the naive democratic socialists. They're not the war hero Democrats who ran on being veterans of these imperialist wars. The future is not the female candidates who are going to put a facelift on a grotesque imperialist system.
Yeah, good.
The real future and the face of the future that we are facing is the looks of horror and desperation on the children on the caravan who are fleeing the Made in USA hell in Honduras and Guatemala. The real future we are facing is the whole wave of violence that led into this election. The massacre at the synagogue, the racist murders in Kentucky, the pipe bombs to anybody who dared to oppose Trump, even in the media. That is the face of the future under the Trump-Pence regime. Troops to the border with orders to shoot migrants. This is the future, and none of that changed with the Democrats winning the House. We have to be sober about this. These Democrats normalized all this. They changed the subject. They went along. They are accommodating, and it is up to us to stop them. No one is going to stop them but us. Let's be real, people. The demonization of immigrants, the ethnic cleansing, that is not going to stop. That is going to go forward under this regime and under this system. The war against women's right to control their bodies and reproduction, their right to be free of sexual harassment and violence, the right to walk this earth like full human beings, that is going to be under even greater fire. That is the future under the Trump-Pence regime. The environment, the destruction and ripping up of environmental protections that has accelerated under Trump. This destruction of our planet, that is the future. That is not going to stop under this regime or under this system. The white supremacy, the whipping up of lynch mobs that has been how Trump campaigned, tens of thousands of people every night in his lynch mob rallies, the encouragement to police to violently, aggressively assault, brutalize, mass incarcerate, and murder our people, black and brown people in this country, that is not stopping. That is going forward. All of this and the imperialist wars of aggression, the threats of nuclear war, the violation of other countries, all of this is not stopped. This is going forward. We have to face the future for what it is. But I also want to talk about the future that could be, sisters and brothers, because that is not the only future. It is possible to put an end to all of this. None of this is necessary. This goes against the will and the interests of the majority of humanity. But it is not going to stop unless and until we make a revolution that gets rid of this system out of which all of these horrors have sprung and out of which the fascism we are now facing has grown. We need a revolution, and when I say revolution, I'm not talking about a new face on the system. I'm not talking about a few reforms. I am talking about overthrowing this system. Yes, overthrowing it, dismantling it, tearing it down, and implementing a radically new system. A revolutionary society as concentrated in the Constitution for the new socialist republic written by the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian. We can make a whole different world. That is possible. And I am calling on you today to learn about this revolution and the strategy for this revolution by going to revcom.us, the website, and checking out the film, Why we need an actual revolution and how we can make a revolution by Bob Avakian. Get into this. Lift your sights to a whole different world. Discuss it, engage it. Come up to Revolution Books in Harlem and talk with us about it and spread it. And a key part of making this revolution is joining the fight right now, together with people from very different perspectives, to stand up against and, yes, to take to the streets in our millions and drive from power the fascist Trump-Pence regime before it destroys the ability for this planet to continue and human civilization. We have to join in this fight as part of building the strength and beating this system back and uniting with people from different perspectives, and we are doing it to contribute to a revolution, and we will stand shoulder to shoulder with everybody who refuses to accept a fascist America. And in that, I want to recommend another film at revcom.us by Bob Avakian called The Trump-Pence Regime Must Go. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. Another world is possible. A better world is possible. Get into this film and spread it. We need to wake people up. We are out here. We are right to be out here today. We can't drink the Kool-Aid and go back to sleep and tell ourselves a fantasy about a blue wave that has supposedly solved things. It has solved nothing. Fascism is in power. It is barreling ahead. The Democrats are accommodating, and it is our responsibility to stand up and wake up our friends and our neighbors, spread the flyers for Saturday, go out to our churches, our student classmates, our professors, our congregants, our co-workers, our neighbors, and bring them into the streets with us this Saturday to stand up in even greater numbers and say this regime must go. And as you do, learn about this revolution. Get into this revolution. A whole different world is possible, and it's up to us. It's up to us to make that real. Woo! The Trump-Pence regime must go. 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 Thank you very much.
Give it up. That was Sarah Taylor, one of the initiators of.
They were cheering for the revolution. Do you know what is she talking about? What is it?
There's a film that you need to see by Bob Avakian. Bob Avakian is the leader of NoFascism.org and the New Revolutionary Movement. It's the New Revolutionary Communists of America.
Communist? You're saying communist?
Don't be afraid of the word.
I am afraid of communists.
No. I'm a communist.
You are a communist?
Yeah. I'm a new revolutionary communist. It's not what you think.
What's the difference between...
The difference is that we're a whole new party that is talking about a socialist environment, rights for everyone.
Did you mind stepping back a little bit? It's like so loud.
Hey!
Oh, you got many friends here.
Yeah. I love coming out to these. I'm Sandy.
Sure, I'm Vladimir.
Vladimir, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
So are you just came out to support?
Just figuring out what's going on. When I hear the word revolution, it's like, that's kind of interesting. Revolution. I heard that somewhere before.
Yeah. Well,
like 100 years back. So what's this revolution all about?
Okay, it's led by our leader, Bob Avakian. And if you read that and you log on, and there's a film where he explains everything, basically the 5 stops of what we support, which is equal rights for women, free religion for everybody, no discrimination based on race or color. And basically we want to start a revolution so that we can undo the system that presently is. Right now it is broken.
What system? That's kind of baffles me.
System. The United States government, the way it is. I know it sounds scary, but basically how the voting system works, how all of our leaders are in place is broken. There's gerrymandering, there's a lot of ways that people can't vote, that their voices are being oppressed. We kind of just want to start from scratch.
But how can you accomplish that without any bloodshed, without, that's kind of my main concern.
I mean, we realize,
innocent people killed. That's what I'm afraid of.
People probably said the same thing about the civil rights movement. And within the civil rights movement, people had, sadly, we lost a lot of lives in order to make change, correct?
Oh, really? Yeah,
because it was wrong, because things were wrong. You have to realize that in order for things to change, we're going to have to take some kind of risk. The Freedom Riders back in the 60s, they took those risks in order to make things happen. But here's the thing, did they die in vain? We have African Americans and people of color that are being killed by the law, by the police, in high numbers. The system is broken, and and they do not get punished for it. They're not going to jail. They're not in trouble. They just go on with their lives. They get suspended from their job for a little while, and they go fine. While families are fractured based on what? The color of their skin. The system allows this now, along with how women are being treated. The whole Me Too movement is decades late. You know, and this is after we have equal rights amendments. The system as it is in place now is simply not working. So
you think so?
Do you think it's working?
I don't know. I'm asking. I mean, I'm an immigrant myself.
How are you? It's good to see you. Such a nice night.
Yeah,
That's
beautiful, beautiful. How are you?
So basically,
did you mind stepping back a little bit further? It's so loud. I mean,
you're not gonna kill me, right?
yeah, I can hardly hear it.
Here, this. Why we need an actual revolution. Everything.
Why we need actual revolution?
Yeah. Oh, and you need to go to Rev Books. Go to Revolution Books up in Harlem.
Yeah, but let me ask you. Of course, I mean, I can do that. But you know, my main concern about the revolution in general, again, like you said, it presupposes kind of the death of, well, maybe some innocent people. Is this something that has to happen? Because it seems like
we
every
hope that it wouldn't.
but every revolution that you can think of, it was happening.
But
like
people are dying
USSR.
without revolution. People of color are dying without it.
Yeah, but
there's a long list of African Americans and people of color who have died at the hands of the police. They're dying. It's not okay for them to be dying.
No.
And we want to fight so that nobody else has to. Ideally, we wish it, and hopefully it'll be a peaceful thing that happens.
But how
we have a president right now who wants to stop people coming in a caravan who are simply seeking asylum from their dangerous homes, and he wants to shoot them if they throw a rock. I mean, that's happening now without revolution. So I'd rather have a revolution where we fight and we make everything peaceful. And none of these people...
But how are you going to convince like someone like me? I mean, obviously your job is to convince, or Bob Avakian's job is to convince as many people as possible. You cannot start a revolution with like, what, 50 people, right?
Oh, well, we're all over the country.
Let's say 100 people, 1,000 people, or 10,000 people.
And we have another thing. We're consistently out there right now. It's just a matter of agitating and making sure that we get that we get people to understand the message.
How can I get me on board?
Read that. I'd love to get you on board.
Okay.
Come on out to Rev Books. We have
but like in broad strokes, it's like, what's the advantage? Let's say for having.
You don't see there's an advantage of having a whole.
Well, look, I came from USSR. Okay, it wasn't working there. I know that it wasn't working in China until they changed to a different system that they have now. I know that it wasn't working in Eastern Europe. It wasn't working in any country that was friends with the Soviet Union. Again, the country I was born in.
Right.
So, and it's been going on for like 100 years.
That's a different communist movement. This is a new revolutionary communist movement.
But how can, that's what I hear all the time, like different communism. To me, communism is a communism, only different name. I'll be fine with that. But as soon as you start using the word communism, I mean, then it's Lenin, then it's Stalin, it's Mao Zedong, it's Pol Pot. They were all communists.
Right.
You know, my father was a communist.
Right.
He had to.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So.
Again, you're forgetting the incremental part of new revolution, new revolutionary communist party.
Okay, new revolutionary.
And
okay.
you know what? I feel you, because it took me a while to come on board, because I was like, oh, communist. Like,
exactly.
Look,
That's
I was always a yellow dog Democrat. I voted Democrat, and I worked for the White House for a number of years, for 8 years. I was as blue got and as liberal gets. However, my party completely left me. I mean, when you look
at the
at
Democratic Party left you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's completely left.
But in what sense did it leave you? I mean, did it move to the right or did it move to the left? What happened?
It moved to the center. It moved to the centrist
center.
Yeah, the centrist Democrats who are allowing everything to happen.
You don't like centrist Democrats. You want them to be what, more to the left?
Yeah.
Left. Which is left. Yeah, left. Okay.
That's my left.
Okay, right.
To the left. Yeah, I really do. I think they have abandoned a lot of their party. I think there's a lot of Democrats that were like me that have chosen to leave the party because I believe in more of a socialist government. I believe in giving a voice to oppressed.
Socialist.
Again,
this is another scary word that you use, socialist.
I don't think that it's a bad thing. It's not.
Really?
Bad.
You don't think that socialism is a bad thing? Again, I mean, you got to understand me.
Right.
I was 29 when I came to America, so it's not like I was a little kid who really knows about socialism from the books, from your parents.
help me out here. Hi, this is my friend Vladimir.
Hey, how are you?
And
Vladimir?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go.
He grew up in the USSR.
Correct.
And he was just a little frightened of the word communist.
A little bit.
He's frightened of the word, well, not frightened of the word, but the word communist. Here, I'll hand some of these.
I mean, it has only one connotation to me, and it's not a good connotation. So when I see, revolution and stuff like that, I'm getting a little bit, I don't know, apprehensive, let me put it this way.
Understood.
So how is this communism or socialism different than, let's say, communism, socialism that I came from?
Okay, you came from where?
USSR.